If you're anywhere near my area, it's early morning. Not going to be a long stream, but it is going to be an important stream. So first things first, I need to let you know something. I have episode 2 coming out. If you didn't know about episode 1, you can check that out too. But this reaction series I have with the Inception video, which was over an hour long, that Nick reacted to. Nick runs the foot market that I reacted to. So you have the OGs, both Inception and Nick runs the foot market, and the actual OG himself reacting all in the same video. I mean, dude, it is literally the gospel of football. I really appreciate Inception and Nick for that reason. You're going to see, if you don't know about them, why they are so good, not just for FC, which is the content they cover, but the information, it transcends. It's not just FC, it covers UFL and eFootball too. Episode 1 was mainly FC, I will say that, but episode 2 topic covers a topic that transcends FC and goes into eFootball and UFL, and that is extremely important. I guarantee, no matter what football game you play, watch episode 2, you will understand why it's so important to watch this series, because this is the knowledge that needs to be spread across to all of the player base so that we can unite and actually push for the best football games. I guarantee many of you haven't even thought about at least this perspective of the topic, right? To give you a little example, in FC, they release players, but then only certain players have those player style pluses, play style pluses that actually work, right? They purposely leave out some because they want you to go after certain players as a manipulation tactic, as a way to make more money, right? Oh, the new Salah was released, and now he has the ability to play striker. I gotta go purchase FC points so I can get packs, so I can get him, because my Salah can't play right wing, or my Salah can't play inside forward with plus or whatever. I'm just making it up, but you get what I'm saying. They use the play styles, the player roles, all of it as a manipulation tactic. And in eFootball, they release new players every week, and each time the new players that they release, they'll even release some players twice, like a Hullet, then another Hullet, and another Hullet, and each time they'll give them a better player role, they'll give them a better showdown skill, which is similar to like a playstyle plus or playstyle in FC, but they call them showtime skills. And nobody can get them unless they have them when they're released, right? You're not able to get them. They all of the companies, UFL, they have skins. They release different skins with different upgrades, and they put expirations, and then you have to put more money in if you want these huge boosts. It's all a manipulation tactic. They look at the number of players, they look at who's spending money, and they find ways to milk these players every single time. That's their goal. What can we do to make players spend their money? Oh, well, let's not give player X this playstyle plus. Let's give that to him in the next promo, so they'll go get him now because he's a great player, but then they'll want this playstyle because he'll be way better. Or let's release this player now, okay, with this role, and then let's release this other player that's even better. So they'll spend money here, and then in a few weeks or a month or whatever, they'll spend money. It's all about making more money for all of these companies. And no one, or at least a lot of people, don't look at that, and I know it because a lot of people don't talk about it. And that should infuriate you, because you are getting played. And the worst part about it is you're getting played and you're not getting any investment back into the game. You're giving these companies your money, you're giving them your time, and in return you're getting shitty product on the pitch, which is why we purchase the players, right? To use them on the pitch, because they don't care. You're spending the money, you're giving them what they want. So they give you this weak ass bullshit of a video game, right? And then they barely update it at times. All three of the companies are guilty of it, some worse than others, that's arguable. But the only way to fix it is if we all speak up together. Because as we've seen with FC, and it's the same with all these companies, they aren't going to do shit until they feel like their bottom line's threatened and people aren't going to spend money. So the more people that know about this, the more people will be aware before they go spending money, before they go praising one game over the other, before they say that this game sucks, I love this game. Because all three companies do this bullshit with the player manipulation, just in different ways. And episode 2 of my reaction to Nick Runs the Foot Market in Inception covers that. So make sure you check out episode 2 out. Make sure you check out episode 1 as well. And for now, let's get into what this video is about, which is a meta formation that's not the 4-2-1-3. We want to prepare the best way possible going into FC26. And not only do I not want to use the 4-2-1-3 just for now for prep purposes, but I also don't want to use the 4-2-1-3 going into 26 because I want to hit the ground running and catch my opponents by surprise. Everyone's going to expect the 4-2-1-3. So, the way I think about it, and I do in these situations every single time, is do you have to use a 4-2-1-3? If so, there's nothing we can do about it. Or is there a formation that's viable that can counter it? Because I can tell you, the 4-2-3-1 wide did excellent. I just went to the 4-5-1 just to test it out because in theory on paper it worked. I also didn't necessarily have the best personnel for it. That could have been it. But either way, we're going to move on. I have two to three other setups. One that's a little more attacking that I don't know if it would work. You would have to be excellent defensively and you'd be a bit more outnumbered. We'll go over that one in a bit. The other two, the 4-4-2 or 4-4-2 holding, but I'll tell you the difference and why it's huge, or the 4-4-1-1. So we're going to play our 2 games to get to Salah evolution done, so I have that for fodder. But in that process, we're going to test out these tactics and pick our next formation out of those 3 possibilities. So I didn't go over the third one, which is 4-1-2-1-2 wide. Excellent to counter 4-2-1-3 for everything except defensively with only 1 CDM. You will be pretty overwhelmed defensively. You're going to have to be super organized because your opposition's going to have 3 players clustered in that middle area plus a cam. So 4 players clustered in that middle area going against just 2 center backs and your 1 CDM. So you will be outnumbered there quite a bit. Probably not the best setup to use. Same with what my boy Boomfa was saying earlier, the 4-1, what was that, the 4-1-3-2? Yeah, the 4-1-3-2. Wouldn't suggest it. Not good to counter because you need to have that center of the park buckled up, buttoned up, whatever you want to call it, so that cam and those 3 players, the wingers and the striker that are clustered together, can't just overwhelm you, outnumber you, and obviously score goals against you. So, let's read some of these comments before we get into it, and we'll go from there. Sorry guys, let me get back in here. Oh my god, this is taking forever to get into. There we go. Alright. Big time Salah got on free try 106. What's up, Toscan? What's up, Boom? Yeah, so you guys are gonna wait till you hear and see this video I got coming literally right now. Boom, there you go. Released. Wait till you see this mother effing video, dude. You're going to get, I guarantee a lot of you don't look at it this way, but player manipulation, player-based manipulation by the development companies. Yes, it's FC content creators. I guarantee you'll see how this covers eFootball and UFL2. I guarantee many of you, if not all of you, haven't thought about this or even knew about this being something that happens, but you'll understand it after watching, and that's why this series I said is a gospel of football games. Check out that second episode, just dropped now. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, man, but that's why I love this. This is the stuff that needs to be echoed because the player base needs to be made aware. The more knowledge, the more power. As they say, what? Knowledge is power? and I lost. For some reason, I got booted from just Ultimate Team. Let's get back in. Thought I was just talking to nobody there for a second, but I'm not. A disgusting practice. Utilized by all 3 major football game development companies against their player bases. Watch and learn. Knowledge is power. All right, done. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So it looks like maybe, just maybe, just maybe, the servers are screwed and we won't be able to get on. Wow. Can somebody tell me why the fucking servers are down? I was just in my eFootball video. Let me see it. Why is that down, dude? What are they doing right now? Does anybody know what these a-holes are doing? I wish. How? I don't see anything. There we go. We're in there. False alarm. It wasn't a DDoS attack. It wasn't a DDoS attack. It just took a couple attempts. Alright, you guys ready for this? Here we go. First of all, I don't think I'm going to be able to afford Savinho. I may be able to afford Marquisio within 5 days. We'll see. Or he's 13 days. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get enough fodder. But there are certain play styles we need to go for. I'm going to finish this one up to finish Salah. Just to sell away for fodder. But we need the low, this skill, the low driven playstyle plus. That's huge. We need Tiki Taka, technical plus. Tiki Taka helps the way players move. Where's Tiki Taka? Executes typical first time ground passes with high accuracy, using back heels when appropriate. Short distance are highly accurate. So this will help ball movement. For midfielders, we need long ball plus. We need quick step. We definitely need quick step for better movement. With explosive sprint, that helps a ton. Rapid plus is good too, obviously, because when you're dribbling, you want to hit that max speed with control, so that ball's not flying away. First touch is huge. We got to start looking for certain. Incisive pass is huge. Incisive pass, ping pass is huge. These 3 right here, actually these 4. Everything but whip pass is freaking super needed. And so that's something else covered in the video too, is like a side note. There's so much knowledge, man. There's so much knowledge. That's why I'm calling it the gospel again. But there's so much more I was made aware of. This low driven is a needed playstyle, preferably plus, right? But on top of that, you need to have Tiki Taka. You need to have ping pass, because so the passes are sharp and accurate on the ground, right? Incisive pass, so they're sharp and accurate through balls. You need to have all this. He has rapid plus, but quick set plus would be much better. So they actually used him as an example, though, of like a player not to get, and I don't understand, because he actually has a lot of the play styles that you would want. So even if you look at Indrik, right, one of the things that makes him amazing, this first touch plus is absolutely huge. His dribbling's insane. Finesse shot plus is huge. And then he has the 5-star weak, or no, yeah, 5-star weak foot. So he's a lefty with 5-star weak foot, which is absolutely huge, right? Let me see, can he hit free kicks left? Free kicks 98, perfect. So it's absolutely huge. And then player rolls right, you need to have the plus plus. Most all these players now have plus pluses everywhere. But you need to have plus plus if you're a cam like Shadow Striker, right? You need to have defender plus plus back here. You can't have the stopper, ball, playing defender or whatever. Defender plus for your wingbacks is a must. CDM, you need to have the holding, right? And then a second one, I like having deep line playmaker plus plus. For wingers, it's inside forward one plus plus. So where they always screw up, right, is they don't give. So you look here, inside forward plus on the right mid position for Salah, not plus plus. But then right wing he has plus plus. So if I was playing this setup and I had Salah still, having that plus instead of plus plus hurts him big time, way more than it should, right? But now because we're so deep in the game, most all these players, they're going to have all the plus plus rolls, as you can see here. Everything's plus plus. So make sure, before we go into the tactic part, you are looking at this. Make sure you are looking at all of the players that you get before you purchase them. Make sure they have the plus plus on the roll you want, right? I'll do another video for those of you coming in, especially from other games, to show you everyone. You want advanced forward here, right? You want Shadow Striker here. You want inside forward plus plus here. You want holding plus plus there. And then if you have two CDMs, you want another deep line playmaker plus plus there. Half winger, forget it exists. As a CDM playmaker, forget it exists. As a cam, you could use playmaker instead, but those runs past the striker I like. That's why I go Shadow Striker. For this, always, always, always defender. Never stopper, never ball playing. For here, always fullback. Right? Whoops. That's not... I gotta switch her out there, but... Where's my... There. I sold my left back. I forgot. Or my right back, sorry. Well, he can play right back too. But always fullback here, right? The attacking wingback and wingback aren't good enough. It's got to be fullback. So if you go in here, you see you always want fullback balanced. Remember, you don't want defend because they move inside like a center back. You want fullback balance. So all of these, and then sweeper keeper here, right? If you have to go goalkeeper here, so be it. That's fine. That's not gonna. But the other ones you must have. And then I'll do a video that's even more important than the player roles, because not every player has every play style, in particular play style plus. That's the most important thing right now, right? So for instance, on defense, if you want to make accurate tackles and go in and have it as close to how it used to be as possible, where you would press X and shoulder charge from like 6 in-game yards away and win the ball. Now, if you want to shoulder charge and actually win the ball, you have to have anticipate plus. You have to. So as you see here, either of my center backs have it, and they've been doing decent, but anticipate plus. So there we go. Douglas Luiz is set, and New Skin is set in this role. Germa does not have it, but she could be a good deep line playmaker. Or if not, she can obviously come off the bench or say bye-bye. But even more so, it's Tamori. Tamori has anticipate plus. So he'll be in here, right? But then I need a right back. I can only have one CDM, so that's going to be here. For now, and then I need a right back. Okay, so, but I'm not going to go with the 4-1-2-1-2 wide. I'm going to go with I'm going to go with, where is it? Either the 4-4-2. Now the 4-4-2 holding, the difference is that gap in your midfield. I feel like the 4-4-2 holding, it would end up giving me similar problems to what the 4-5-1 did, similar but different. 4-5-1, all my players were isolated. There's too much of a gap between like the strikers, the wingers, and then the one center mid that sort of helped while the other two sat back. There's a gap between all four. It was easy to get defenders in between. I feel like with this, it will be two strikers sort of stranded, if you will, with a huge gap between the CDMs, and the same thing with the wingers, right? Wing mids. Whenever they're wingers, it's a little bit better, but I feel like the best case scenario here is we'd have to go with the 4-4-2 flat. Just so that gap's not as deep, even though then you are sacrificing defensively. But I really don't want to go with either of these because it's too linear. These linear setups, which the 4-5-1 was the worst with that, it's too predictable. It's hard to mix and match. It's hard to play the up, back, and throughs and get a lot of variety. And I don't like the two flat strikers like that. Now, you can play them kind of jagged, but here's what I'm going for over that. And I do this, if you follow me in UFL, you already know where I'm going. And by the way, the 4-2-3-1 wide is looking like a great setup, to potentially be what I go with. But I want to give this one a try first. I might still give the 4-4-2 a try, but it's right here. Now, I'm going to show you. This right here, as you can see, it leaves too much of a danger with the 4-2-1-3 in the forefront. Leaves too much of a danger in your back line. You're going to have three attackers clustered in the middle with a cam. Essentially, four players overwhelming the center of that park versus your two CBs and your one CDM. So maybe if you want to go all out attacking, but against the 4-2-1-3, it will be tough there. It will be tough right there defensively. Okay? And the attack, it will be great. But defensively, you will struggle. Okay? So then, of course, you have the narrow setup, which is a little better because the CMs can come in and help, but then you have no width, right? Just to practice the narrow formation, I may go do that later. And then, one sec. Let me see this. I think I got that going right. Let me see. Yep, okay, good. All right, so you got that. So I might try 1-2-1-2 narrow eventually, just almost like a challenge to myself, which is not the best to go to against the 4-2-1-3. They're clustered in the middle, and then defensively you're not as strong. It's just, you might be able to cluster up the middle and throw them off, but it's not something I prefer. Same with the 4-1-3-2. Now your CM can drop back and help some, but I almost think that, it's tough because you would think here, okay, 4-2-1-3 would help you more, or a 4-4-4-2 or 4-2-2-2. But I know that you're looking to have that CM try to connect, so he's helping defensively, but also giving you a little bit of a cam. I don't think it will go off that way. But for instance, Boomfa, if you want to try it, for sure try it. I'm not very bullish on it being a viable setup right now. But you can check that out. Okay, so then we got the 4-2-1-3, of course. You can see why it's so beastly. The CDM's the cam. Whoa. CDM's the cam. And then the two wingers and striker and the narrow setup. Easy to attack and get things going. You have the wingers on inside forward. But it promotes nonsense play. Right? It promotes parking the bus, winning the ball, sending through balls. So we're not going to go with that. So the 4-2-2 could be a very viable option, and I have a very good team for it too. With Endrick, and then, man, it would be nice to get that Savinho card. But I really like the 4-2-2 setup because you have those cams that are closer so that gap's not there. So you have the ball with your CDMs, you work it through the cams, right, into your striker's feet. But I would rather have that central player like this. So 2 CDMs, but one of those strikers comes back. Right? 2 CDMs, but one of those strikers comes back. And then it could work out. One of the strikers comes back. 4-2. Instead of being wider, it's just a more narrow setup. Yeah, because I just don't see, I mean, the give and goes. We might go with the 4-2, 4 trips. 4-2-3-1 narrow. But there's one in particular I want to try before all of this. None of these. Not that. Alright. Alright, and there you have it. So we have a 4-4-1-1 or this with no CDM. Sucks it's so far away. 4-4-1-1. It says 2, but they don't even have the 4-4-1-1, do they? Let's see. 4-1-4-1. Where'd it go? So I'm either thinking 4-1-4-1 or 4-4-1-1. But notice they don't even have the regular one. It still says 4-4-1-1-2. But they don't even have it. So it's either 4-4-1-1. Alright, let me think. I don't like the 2 CMs. This is too close. Dude, this is the 4-5-1, but even more defensive. So no way on that. It would have to be the 4-4-1-1. Man, I'm thinking 4-2. Let me see. 2 CDMs is holding. You have the cam. Is what I'm thinking. Let's try it. Let's give it a go. We're going to give it a go, boys and girls. But I need it right back. Alright, so we're good there. Sorry, Mr. Nkunku. You're going over here. And then new skin, of course, Beast. This will be Alexis Sanchez when done. Alright, need 2 shadows. And then back. So let's see. Yeah, 4-3-2-1. I had that earlier. It was more narrow with 2 cams instead of strikers. I probably will give that a go too. This Okay, I'm looking up a right back. Sorry, guys. Let's see who we got at the right. For around 50. Let's go 80. Let's go like 70. Because I want to save some for, whatever might come up. Play style, stuff like that. My squads. So right back, we're going to go. Might go right back and get Mr. or Miss Bronze, but probably not. I like my wingbacks. The best in the FC is like Douglas Luiz, like a bigger wingback. That's what you're looking for, like a bigger, stronger one. All right, price. Let's see here, 50K. It's funny, Bronze Team of the Year is worth more. Her Team of the Year is worth more. I have 85. Marco Sorrente. Lewis. Lucas Vasquez. Lucas Vasquez. Lucas Vasquez champs. That's what we're going to go with. Yes, I have PS Plus. Yep. All right. So that's what we're going with, guys. Transfer market. The hell? There he is. Quantity. It's one of these ones. Thought it was. Man, which card was that, dude? What the fuck? Squad builder, continue. Oh, of course, it was a fucking. I should have realized. They got to remove those. They should remove those. Whenever they're SBCs. All right. This one's definitely yep. They should remove those for sure. Oh damn, hell yeah. See the players I have in here. Doesn't really fit with them. Nope, his Musial is going to be gone. This is Indrick. Indrick. Well, I got a beast coming, guys. La Liga. If I can afford them, I hope I can. Nope, never mind. Dog shit. He's a dog shit. 4411. Boom. Yeah, I think this will be a good setup. It sucks not having the CDMs. That's where the 4213 really has everything, dude. But I know I can make it work. Tamori. There's those two. There's Howard. This is Douglas Luiz at left back. He can play right back. I might move him to right back, actually. You know what? I think he's a righty, isn't he? Weak foot left, right. Yep. So move him to right. And let's look for a right back. Alright. And then the rest, we're kind of open. Let me see something here. CM Cam. What can Nu Skin play? This is where I wish I would have went, maybe. Center back. He can play left back. He'd be terrible, though. Bardashi or whatever. Alright, let's look. Hold on. So, left back. We got to at least get that done to make this stream worth something. No way that's 79K, bro. There's no way. I need the big dogs. I need the big dogs. Very cheap. So you want to try to get a lengthy wing back. That Renato Vega is ridiculous. 380K though. That's a big ass beast everyone's been using. Super tall dude. Robinson would be beastly, but I don't really have Premier Leaguers. $125 for that mother effer. Nuno Tavares for 51. Average and normal 6 foot. Nuno Tavares or Where'd that dude go? Where'd my boy go? David DeMarco. He's only 90 rated. 79K. Absolute beast, but no defensive play styles. Jockey plus, but no anticipate. All right, made my decision, boys. It was between DeMarco and Nuno Tavares. And I'm going with Squad Builder. Wait, what the hell? My squad. So he's 51K. And what's DeMarco? $42. Fullback plus any plus plus. Please say Nuno has plus plus fullback. He probably doesn't, dude. I need fullback plus plus. Way more important than anything. Yes! Alright, got it. It's crazy. The struggle's real. Yeah, Boomfa, that's how it goes because it's way more. You can't defend manually. I did the same thing, bro. It messes you up big time. So this is definitely a way past the power curve card. But alright, which thing was this? It was like that light blue one. You know what? Let's just see if he pops up. As far as minimum. The hell? No, he's in here. Yeah, this has been a pain in the ass just to get it right back, guys. Nuno. And it's his. Oh my god, I swear, dude. I gotta go to Marco then. I can't, though. He sucks. I need a fullback plus left back, man, for 85. This has been a bitch. This has been a bitch trying to get one, guys. There's this Ina 63, 61. It's Nigeria. Brazil. I need a fullback plus with. They have a few beasts in here. It's Nuno Mendes, Portugal. Premier Leaguers. The only one is DeMarco. João Cancelo. Dude, there's really not many. Let me see, Serie A. Wish I could afford me a Theo. I should damn near just go get a Theo gold card and call it a day, guys. Nuno Menges. I have no Liga 1 players. Zimbrota. How big is this mofo? Anybody have any, let me think, Kirkez. He's going to have no bars, though. Two, well, it says 2. Oh, yeah, because of Kirk. Okay. That's what we're going to go for then, boys. No anticipate, though. But that's okay. Gossens has a 94, but I don't know how to get him. Robinson. $123 for his team of the season, DeMarco left back. Should damn near stay for that. They have a Lukaku center back, $377K. Spinazzola. Another DeMarco. $95 for Lewis Skelly. Uniform paste. Stones. All right, that's who we're going to go get. The Hungarian man. Cheap, but he looks worth it, I guess. Wow, that's a lot of effort for a damn left back. There's not a lot of good ones, man. I could have saved, I guess, but I need one now. You know what I'll do, guys? I'm not going to be an idiot. I'm going to go Madsen. And then what I'll do is, so this is going to be the setup for now, okay? Where I'm set for sure is these three right here, which is a good place to be set. I like these two center backs for now. We'll eventually need to change them out. But these three have everything that they need, right? Anticipate from both CDMs. Incisive passing as well. Newskin doesn't have incisive pass, but does have the long pass plus, ping pass regular. Tamori has ping pass regular. Passing wise, ping pass plus for Endrick, which is huge, as well as finesse plus and first touch plus. His dribbling's incredible. We'll take it. Rapid plus. I wish he has quick step plus. He also has tiki taka. I wish that was plus, but still something decent. Okay. So now we go to player skill, and obviously on the right side it's going to be Sanchez. It could be El Shaarawy. Tiki-taka plus finesse. You see all of them now have been having tiki-taka plus or incisive plus. A lot of the dribbling. It's because the players felt like crap without these playstyles, and everyone complained, so they're now finally giving some, the better playstyles. Look, tiki-taka, technical, finesse. Notice that this is on every one. No low driven, though. Can Sanchez play striker? I need a new striker. El Shaarawy will go over here, and then I need a striker. Nkunku, camera striker. So definitely not Nkunku. But either way, for now that's what it's going to be. Not the best ever, but it'll do. So here, we're going counter, right? We need to get runs going. I tried balanced, but the movement's just so shit, and that has to do with these player roles. Hopefully more of mine now that I have a beasted up team. It's pretty similar to what it was, but the player roles, when you don't have a plus, even if it's just a plus, makes such a huge difference. Plus there's the lag delay and the inconsistent gameplay, which I found are different. Watch episode 1 of my reaction series. I promise you guys, I'm going to say it, I'll say it again. Watch that reaction series. It's ridiculously helpful, and the more knowledge you know, the more power you have. Hence why they say knowledge is power, and it's true, dude. Watch those videos and see what you think. I'm just telling you. There's so much knowledge in them. It's unbelievable. So, we're going to go counter to get the movement going, because the movement, just in general, based on the players, isn't the greatest. So we go counter here. We'll go balance, but instead of going balance 50 or high 70, we're going to split the baby, as they say, and go 60 depth. Counter and 60, okay? Then player roles, advance forward, complete. When set to complete, the advance forward has the freedom to move wide when necessary to receive a pass or create space with a run, of course. So he goes complete. The difference is attack, they'll stay more central by the goal. Support, they come back a little bit more. They can go wide too, but they'll come back a little bit more defensively. But complete just means the same thing as attack. It's just instead of staying around goal, they're running forward and to the side, right? Attack is just forward, and then support is forward to the side and back to help. So we want complete, forward and to the side. Perfectly fine. Endrick, we tried Playmaker. It was cool and all, but we're going Shadow Striker plus in attack, making those deep in runs past El Shaarawy being like the typical number 10. He's like the heart of our team, and he's an absolute beast. I love how he feels on the ball. I love how he plays. Whoever we play out here, whether it's El Shaarawy or Sanchez, we definitely want inside forward. So obviously it will be a plus when we switch it, and it will be on attack. No more balance. We want these guys to get up and get into the attack with El Shaarawy and Endrick, right? We want these two, in particular Endrick, to be able to play alongside these two. So whichever side it's on, go over and support, and then get the ball into chance to score. And I feel like with the attack, we're going to be able to do that more. Balanced, they were a little behind the play sometimes. Same with over here, Zacagney, inside forward plus, and attack. Defensively, for Tamori, he's our number 6. He sits back. He has pluses and everything. Doesn't matter. He's a holding and then defend. Ball winning, he would go more and hunt, almost like if you're an eFootball player, destroyer. Whereas defend, it's more like a anchorman. Anchorman, destroyer. Anchorman, destroyer. We're going anchorman. Now, new skin, I wanted to put Germa in here. Doesn't have the anticipate plus. Super important. She's more defensive than Germa. Germa or Germa, however you pronounce it. But she's an absolute beast defensively. Holding as well. But for her, we will go ball winning. Sorry. Gosh, I'm deep line playmaker, but she's only a plus there. Dang it. And then build up. Because I want her to go a little forward, but that might have to be moved to Germa. I think it will have to. We'll check it out. But I want a deep line playmaker in there to help support, just to make the attack more powerful, but still have help for Tamori. Fullback defend here for obvious reasons I told you earlier. Fullback balanced, not fullback defend, fullback balanced. Defend, they come more in the center, and you just don't have a passing option as much as you do whenever you go fullback balance. They're back helping, but once you win the ball, they move a little wider and up and provide you that passing option, and also could be passing options better for your CDMs. Keeper, as I said, not as important as the others, but I always go sweeper keeper and build up. I can pull my keeper out manually, but getting that little natural head start from them, me finishing it off, it can save you some goals, right? So that's what we have. 4-4-1-1. Deep lying and holding. Everything's plus plus once we switch Salah out after his evolution's done, so we have better fodder, which will help us either get a new striker in Marquisio or a new striker in who was that? Savinho. So that's what we're looking at. The heart of the team is Endrick. Tamori's a beast. These two, Bardaxi and Alberto, play pretty well. Douglas Luiz and Matson. Matson needs to be switched out, so we'll look more for a left back as we go further. Right? So throw together team, but getting better. 4-4-1-1, counter build up, balanced at 60. So this should help us have a lot more creation in the attack than the 4-4. Forget the 3-5-2 because obviously that was amazing in attack, but it just lacked too much defensively. But this should allow us from the 4-5-1 because of this difference right here. That's the one difference from the 4-5-1. Now I thought because I had what I thought were pretty good central midfielders, I could deal with utilizing one of the three as a makeshift for my cam while the other two defended, right? Focus on defending. The problem is, I underestimated just how helpful a cam is in an actual cam role, making runs, a lot of runs in behind as a shadow striker or even as a playmaker, just always being there to spark the attack. With the CM, they're not always there. So a lot of times you get the striker with the ball, all lonely, no one there, and then the opponent's able to really, put pressure on because you don't have many players they have to worry about. So that will all change with the addition of a cam and having an actual attacking player, which in this case is Endrick, who's an absolute monster. How he's only 100-some K, I don't know. If you can afford this man, go get him. Promise you won't regret it. So that's that. That's what we'll be going into. Belotti. How does he compare to Tamori? Tamori's better in every way, of course. Then Belotti could play for New Skin, and we'd have essentially two big boys. Well, he's only 5'11". New Skin. 89 shooting to 84. 90. Oh, man. Anticipate plus. Long ball. Technical. Doesn't have ping pass, though. Has bruiser. What does Germa have? Ping pass, so that's huge. Bruiser and first touch. So she's got more of the attacking. She doesn't have the anticipate plus. So she'll be struggling on the tackles. She does have long ball plus, though. Man, if I could just infuse these two together, then 100% I'm going Germa. Does she at least have the regular? Let me see. Because, man, she was awesome on the ball. No anticipate at all. Gotta go New Skin, dude. Gotta go New Skin. You know what? Damn, he can't play deep line playmaker, otherwise I'd put him, but he's going to be a sub. So, yeah. So, New Skin's in there. Anybody else I'd be looking at? No. Anybody else on the bench? Anticipate. Can he play CM? He can, and he can play deep line playmaker. Hold on. Incisive and long pass and anticipate. Everything that's important. Not the best dribbler. Let me see what he would look like here. She's better in dribbling, and his defense sucks. But other than that, we'd have, yeah. Right, sorry, buddy. You're like stuck in no man's land, kind of sin to my club. But I tried. All right. So Tessie's out if you want. If not, you can wait and see if they punish me or help me. I think they're going to go pretty well. The trick is, will Tamori and Noose can be able to cover the back line even without being CDMs? If not, the 4-3-2-1, it's just a little bit different because you would have three attackers clustered together, but then the three central mids would be exactly like 4-5-1, and I didn't mind that. But I would be hoping that with the extra support of having two cams and a striker right next to each other would help alleviate not having those extra numbers. But I don't know. We'll have to see. So that will be on the next one. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry I don't have time to go further. I really want to play, man, but I just can't do it. The good news is, after this week, starting on Friday night, I am having a week-long, 7 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So actually 9 days, over a week, just of all-out streams, all-out videos, all-out for the channel and the community. So that's a countdown, 5 days away. I'll have more details on that, but there'll be tons of tournaments, tons of cups, tons of different stuff. In the meantime, enjoy your day, night, morning, whatever it is, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you guys so much. Peace out, punks.